When the Martha mine closes, the town will have another attraction. The present open pit will be transformed into a lake as part of the Golden Legacy Rehabilitation Plan. The conveyor alternates between carrying ore and waste rock. It transports the material across the outskirts of the town, under 2 roads and by tunnel through Union Hill. The ore is stockpiled, then transported by another short conveyor to the treatment plant, where it is crushed and milled to extract the gold. A sag mill and a ball mill are used to grind the ore. Sag mill stands for semi-autogenous grinding mill. As the huge barrel rotates, it is continuously filled with ore, lime, water and hardened steel balls. The tumbling action grinds down the ore to produce a fine slurry. This slurry passes through a smaller ball mill, which grinds down the ore even further until it is as fine as talcum powder. A weak cyanide solution is added to the slurry, which is then stirred for 24 hours in a series of leach tanks until the gold and silver are dissolved. The cyanide process was trialled over 100 years ago at the Crown Battery at Karangahake. Martha mine ore was the first to be treated with what is known as the Forrest MacArthur process. Technology pioneered in the goldfields of early New Zealand remains in use today throughout the world. Precious metals dissolved in the leach tanks are collected on the surface of activated carbon. The gold and silver are then stripped from the loaded carbon. This solution is further processed by electrowinning. It is now ready for the furnace. Waste rock has a longer trip on the conveyor to a loading station where large dump trucks are ready to transport it to its final destination, as construction material for the waste rock embankment. As each level of the embankment is completed, it is layered with subsoil, then topsoil and sown with grass. Currently the embankment is returned to productive pasture, which features pockets of native trees and shrubs. Extensive land use trials continue to be carried out. When mining operations end, wetlands will be established, rehabilitation will be completed, and the land will be returned to productive and sustainable use. Local school students join in an activity called worm seeding. Worms are returned to the topsoil after regrassing. This helps promote the ongoing viability of the rehabilitated areas. The banks of adjacent streams and rivers are being retired and planted with native trees and shrubs to provide environmental improvements, increase habitats for wildlife, and prevent erosion. A similar program is underway in Waihi, where local school students participate and help, the Habitat Enhancement and Land Care Partnership. HELP is an industry, education, community partnership, initiated and supported by Waihi Gold. The company's resources and expertise are used to improve the local environment. As part of their studies, the students are reclaiming and rehabilitating disused land in and around Waihi. The project has received awards for innovative and productive action from Environment Waikato. Tailings from the treatment plant are piped to the tailings storage facility. Tailings are a slurry of 70% liquid and 30% fine solids, and include low levels of cyanide remaining from the gold recovery process. The solids in the tailings settle and consolidate. The water is drawn off and recycled to the process plant. In the tailings pond, the cyanide is broken down by the ultraviolet light and sunlight to naturally occurring carbon and nitrogen. Excess water is piped to the water treatment plant. Any remaining cyanide is treated prior to the water being discharged. The tailings dam is home to a sizable population of birdlife. Several pairs of threatened New Zealand dotterel have used the area to raise their chicks at the first inland breeding site to be recorded in the North Island. As a result of these small visitors, the company is now in partnership with the Department of Conservation in a program that aims to protect and enhance New Zealand dotterel populations throughout the Coromandel Peninsula. An extensive system of underdrains returns any seepage from the tailings and waste rock embankment to the water treatment plant. Excess water is treated to comply with the rigors by Environment Waikato and then discharged into the Ohinemuri River. Regular sampling, environmental monitoring and tight operational controls ensure an acceptable quality of water discharge. As well as the extensive monitoring program carried out by the company, independent monitoring and analysis of results are carried out both by the regional and district councils. Environmental care and protection are an integral part of modern mining operations in New Zealand. Before resource consent can be granted, the environmental and rehabilitation work must be planned so that potential effects can be minimised and managed in the most responsible way, both during construction and operation, and at the end of the mine's life. At the Martha mine, baseline environmental monitoring initiated several years prior to mining starting identified potential environmental and social effects. This monitoring and management program continues to be an integral part of the overall mine management plan, ensuring that the operation meets with the conditions of the mining licence, the water rights and the resource consents issued under the Resource Management Act. The smelting furnace heats the gold and silver concentrate to a temperature of 1200 degrees Celsius. The pour is the final stage of the process. Each doré bar contains about 10 to 15% gold and 85 to 90% silver. After further refining to separate the gold and silver, the precious metals will be used in the manufacture of a variety of goods which we take for granted in our daily lives. Born in the fires of ancient volcanoes, gold and silver find new form and function in the world around us. Clean air, clean water, productive land. Gold and silver from the new Martha for our modern world.